What's going on, everybody? Back with some more duels. Been playing a little bit off. I kind of want to pick. So let's see what we got. We have Paladin, Hunter, Priest, and Warlock. I don't want to do Warlock against whoever done it. Let's do Priest. Let's see if we can build a good Priest deck. So we have restore 3 health to a character. If it's still damaged, draw a card. And then we have Silence Minion summon 2 copy summons for 5. So let's look for cards that do well to maintain board presence. I think Frazzled Freshman is a pretty good one drop. So is Holy Smite. I think that we can buff our minions up with cards like Powered Feast. I think Allura is a really good card as well. And because of that, we can put more buffs in the deck. I don't think this is going to be a full Priest deck, but I think that we can kind of go in that direction of board present decks. So we can put Animated Broomstick in there and Tour Guide. What else do we want? What really benefits from being buffed? I think Wandmaker is a pretty good card to put in the deck. We are not going to have a lot of draw in the deck, so that's something to be aware of. So we have some high health minions. I want to go back to the 1-drops real quick. Raised Dead might be a good card to add. Let's add Inner Fire to this deck. I like this. I also like Gift of Luminescence, but it's probably not that good. Let's craft real quick. What potential cards could we throw in here? We could throw in this 2-mana 2/3. Actually, I think that's probably not a bad idea. Let's get rid of some Spare Dust. And we can come over here and do some crafting. Create one of those guys. I'm half thinking. Let's see what other buffs are in this class. I'm half thinking to put Purify in this, but I'm pretty sure it's a terrible idea. So not a ton of other buffs. No other like power words. But I did see Power Word Shield. Let's put that. It costs 0. I don't really want to add this or this to the deck. Initiation might not be a bad card to add. I'm being honest. Let's find cards that have high health and decent attack. And I mean, we can go past 4 and 5. We're kind of treating those like an ugly word, but they're not. Just hit my mic. I think that Wicked Tutor might be a good card to put in here. We're not going to have spell damage, unfortunately. What about late game stuff? Plagued Proto Drake might not be a bad card. Then I think if we're going to put that in, let's put Demonic Studies as well. I mean, Dragonic Studies as well. Let's just see how this does. The biggest card here is the 8-drop, and I'm not sure if that's the correct thing to put in. So Shaman's whole thing is that if they have Overload, they can summon 2 totems, and one of them is not a basic card.
May cooler heads prevail.
Because we have no spells, let's not put High Abyss, and let's obviously not keep the 8-drop. We'll keep the 2/3. Okay. So I'd prefer to get a minion sooner rather than later. Oh, that is a minion, but it's not. It wasn't the one I was thinking of. So the good thing is, even if we lose our first game, we are able to. Get cards and buckets to use. Now, I buffed it up immediately because it's probably a pretty good idea to have a 4/4. Even though we could have a 6/6, I guess. So they could play a minion. We can smite it and buff our own minion. We could also trade into their minion and draw a card. That's what this does? Yeah, it draws a card. But I kind of like having board presence. So I think that will be the plan here. We'll do what Priest doesn't do in Standard and have some kind of board presence.
I don't have much time.
You can argue that I played the Inner Fire too quickly. And I wouldn't detest you for it.
Count your blessings, mate.
But we're gonna push 4 damage. So that seems pretty good. Especially early in the draft. So one thing, if they play a minion with attack, we should probably trade into it to try and get some draw. They did not play a minion with any
You don't pick the walks.
attack, so we can't. We can also restore 4 health to our hero. And we're gonna make our hero power cost 0 also. I'm pretty keen on the board we have right now. I think this is very hard for them to deal with. It's not lethal yet. This might have been a mistake. This 8 mana 8/8. Okay, so they do clear a lot of my board. I don't really want to silence a minion than some. Actually, we could do it to their minion. What I kind of like doing, though, is... Actually, I like doing all of this. So let's do that there. It's not damaged anymore, but... Oh, I did the order wrong. God darn it. The order was all wrong. That was my mistake. I should have traded, then silenced and summoned 2 copies of it. We'll do it to something else. It's fine. It's fine. We didn't make that big a mistake. If we lose, we made that big a mistake.
A charming composition.
Like, we can silence that minion and summon 2 copies of it. It's fine. Like this. That was really good. See, we knew that was going to happen, so we waited. It was perfect. We need draw in this deck, though, so we should look for that in the buckets. No! Don't do that. That's so rude. How much overload do they get off that? Overload 2. Hi, Abyssal Laura.
Become the hero. This world, greatness calls.
So we got kind of the worst one, but Alex Strauss is pretty good. And we get to summon a, and they have to deal with a 3/6 also. We get to summon an 8/8 next turn. So, I'm pretty happy with where we're at, all things considered. Draconic Stone is like the worst one to get, because if we got any other ones, we would have been fine. So we'll take this off board, obviously, and summon an 8/8. Summoning an 8/8 seems really good, especially with a good death rattle like that. So they're going to get some draw. I don't think any spell they have deals 5 damage for 1, so...
I don't have much time.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. So we'll trade here
Above and beyond.
and summon an 8/8. Deal with this. They have 4, 6, 7. They cannot kill this right off the bat this turn. I'm going to be very unhappy if they roll a Taunt Totem, though. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. They did not roll the Taunt Totem. Thank goodness. This 8/8 was not a mistake. Don't tell me otherwise. It was a mistake. You can tell me otherwise. They have 4 mana to get out of this.
I don't have much time.
And I still get a 7-drop if it dies and they don't silence it, which is really good. Don't play a taunt. Don't do it.
My shield for Argon.
I told you don't do it, and you did the thing. So, we'll trade here. Heal. We'll heal it up. Actually, we should heal our face more than anything. And then we're gonna give it +2 +6. Seems pretty good.
Cards.
And they're gonna keep drawing cards with this, so I think we might just take it to fatigue. We'll see if we can. They look like they have some spell damage packaging.
I'm one of a kind. I'm one of a kind.
I don't like that. They are one of a kind. So what's the last card in my deck? The last few cards in my deck? I don't think there's anything that gets rid of this, unfortunately. Don't do it.
No more cards.
Cards are low.
That's actually really good.
Grade's getting low.
It will take some spell damage off board. We should heal here.
I'm out of cards.
And we should play this. I forgot I put this in the deck. That's really good. Okay. They have to get through this man and hit me in the face for 18. This is a pretty cool deck they built, though. I'm really interested. I'm interested to see what people kind of come up with. You don't put this card in your deck, though. Don't do it. It was a dumb mistake. It's gonna help me win this game, though. I hope. I'm not counting chickens before they hatch. Can they get through? Can they get through? I hope not. I'd like to get this off to a stronger start than I have some of my runs I've done off camera. So he's gonna hit in the face, and then he's gonna die to fatigue.
I don't have much time.
Maybe they've kind of realized they're not gonna get there. Okay, it's fine. Am I dead? No. I take 2. I take 1. I heal myself to 15. I end my turn, and they die. Oh, that was kind of scary. Plagued Dragon, Proto Drake, not a good card. Don't put in your duels deck. We got there though. Okay, we don't have weapons, so we're not picking this. This could be pretty good. We tend to generate a lot of stuff, and so could this. I think we're gonna take this. This time we know what Sticky Fingers does, and we generate things. kind of like dragons a lot. I like getting benefit off of this Proto Drake. This is also good because it goes to our game plan, but I think this is probably where we want to be. I think this one is our game plan, and one helps our game plan be stronger. And I think the dragons do that. A warlock.
Willow.
Illusia. I knew you'd be my rival sooner or later.
So
You have some skill, but not as much as me.
I don't think we really need any of this. I'll keep the Power Word Shield. But I don't think we want the Tour Guide on turn 1. I don't think this is great either, but it can turn into something good. So we're obviously playing Draconic Studies on turn 1. And we're sticky fingers it up over here. Allure's pretty good, especially because Draconic Studies is not in our deck anymore. So I like having a 4/9. Let's take the 4/4 mana 4/9. That seems really good.
They're not trapped.
So
Ends.
obviously this person has seen the video I put out 2 hours ago, and it's going to win them. They've copied it, and they're going to win. We're going to chill. We can't really do much. I think the plan is Allure on 4, depending on how wide their board gets. But we have a pretty slow deck right now. Philosophy. Okay. Do they get the +1/+1 buff
That's actually quite good.
or not? I'm very confused. Maybe that was just in their deck and they don't get benefit off of it. I like playing the Wretched Tutor. Not when we can. Seems good, so we'll just chill. We're only taking 5. Let them go wider. If they go wider, they can't copy the egg, obviously.
Forbidden rituals, you say?
So we can go in with Wretched Tutor,
Grades getting
take some things off board, and then next turn we can go in with the Spell Burst, make a 5 mana 9/9. They are playing a Soul Fragment deck, which is pretty cool. So now I think a better option is to play this here, and then play that.
Good study session.
And then just throw that in there. That needs to happen, so when they trade in things, it still dies. Unfortunately, we had a very high curve this game. Our curve was not beneficial to our game plan. And that was probably the mistake of picking dragons. We didn't get to be as aggressive as we wanted to. But I think they're kind of stuck here. I think their whole plan was use the Void Drinker to get to me, and they were unable to. And actually they are now. But they also lose a ton of board presence with what they're doing. Or I'm just dead. That's a big possibility too. So we are not dead yet. We can do this. Clear their board. And hope we don't get hit for 3. It's possible to get hit for 3 with Soulfire. Yep. So unfortunately, our curve was just too high to do much there. We couldn't do anything till turn 4. So I think with the next bucket, we're going to pick lower cards. So Silence, Power Word Feast. I don't love this card, this Gift of Luminescence. These are all good. They're all 2s. We need like early game stuff. So I think that this is probably the best for that. Actually, this is all early game stuff too. I don't know, like this is a bunch of, we need 3s. So let's take some 3s. It's okay. It's only 1. We're fine. Against a paladin.
A priest should be devoted to the light. Yet you.
Well, we don't want the 8-drop.
I do things my own way.
And I don't think we want the inner fire. We need minions. We're gonna hard mulligan for minions. Well, there's a minion. Look at that.
My faith is my shield.
So we'll play the cleric.
It's you.
And we'll chill. Unfortunately, there's nothing we have to buff the cleric now.
Oh, it says explode.
Always the 1/3s. If Blizzard wants to push a archetype, 1/3s.
Blessings, mate.
Right away.
Let's just go face. I like the face place. So coin what?
The best defense is a
Okay.
great defense.
So we'll take that off board. In fact, let's do it this way.
Right away.
And then we'll draw a card. Oh, it has its own effect. That's awesome. I haven't seen this card in standard in a while, so I kind of forgot that it drew a card, and I thought they kind of took it off because they took it off of the power word shield.
You want to cast a spell? I want to cast a spell.
So that's fine. We can take it off board. I'm not very fussed about it. Let's go with this.
Become the hero. This one needs. Brightness calls.
And then we get Draconic Studies again. Like, that's the
Right
only
away.
card we'll get out of it.
Wand, pixie.
But if they go a little bit wider, we can go in with the Dustbreaker. I put Allure in to get buffs off of the spells, and she's only cast Draconic Studies.
Follow the rules.
Which is very rude, if I'm being honest. That's okay. Because we're going to just play a Duskbreaker, clear their board.
Medicine insects.
We'll heal our girl,
Above
and then we'll go face. Then we can use Power Word Infusion on her and make it a 3/12. Three 12s are pretty good. Play Devout Pupil too if we want. Let's play Devout Pupil. We don't need to do anything. It's a taunt.
above and beyond.
We can just kind of chill right now.
I do love
Yep.
a good study session.
That's fine. So what we'll do is we'll send this in here. Then we'll give this +2/+6. And then buff it also, like why not, right?
Textbook move.
I have a 6/14. Kind of dig it.
Magic is not a toy.
And then we can go with the Proto Drake. We can go with the Acera too. As long as I don't get the... I got the broom. Okay, that's fine. So, let's discover a spell first.
See a vision in the flames.
Let's take Mind Control. Or... Yeah, let's take Mind Control. We can do that in a few turns. Now let's silence that and summon 2 more copies of it. We can send that there. Send that there. Then send 6 damage face. Seems pretty good. Then we can mind control whatever they play next turn, especially if it's a big taunt.
Become the hero this world needs.
Let me work my magic.
Okay. It's unfortunate.
Greatness calls.
Okay. They're still taking 6 damage. And we can take the 3/2 off board. As well as buff this. And then draw a card. That's going to be really good next turn. Still has 16 health. It's an 8 mana 16. It's an 8 attack 16 minion. It's fine. I don't. Does it get the spell burst?
Become the hero
No.
this world needs.
I think they thought it did. You can have a legendary minion. It's fine.
Put your faith in the light.
Well, I'm gonna take that, by the way.
Savor your victory.
I was gonna mind control it.
The competition is here.
That's so rude. Complete the quest. Got some more packs. So that worked really well. I really like Sow the Seeds. And I also like Grimmer Patron. I think Sow the Seeds is a card we want in this deck more than Grimmer Patron. So, Wild Pyro is a card I don't think we want. We don't really want these. We want these. These are what our deck is trying to do. So against a Rogue. So Rogue hero power, if they combo it,
Destroy your family.
Get out of my school, trespasser!
they get a 2/2 weapon. I really like this hand. I don't love that we don't have any buffs, but I like that this has draw. This deals with some stuff. So we'll go 1. We'll go 1, 2. Yeah, we can keep this hand. Get some frazzled freshmen going. So I think with the deck we're building, we want to be a very tempo-oriented deck that buffs their minions. Kind of like a paladin. That's pretty powerful. I don't think they're going to have a 4-attack minion on turn 2. So I think we can play that pretty safely. So they just daggered, which is fine. We have some Dustbreaker stuff going on. We can buff this so it's harder to kill. I dig it. A 1/6 and a 2/3 is pretty good. If they play minions next turn, we can summon this and trade and heal. And draw some cards. We can heal. Let's get it going. I love it. I also love that that's not going face. What are you? Why would you attack it? I'm very confused. So we will
Is someone injured?
buff this one so it's harder to kill as well. And we'll draw a card. We won't get to draw 2 cards, unfortunately, but one's enough. Just hoping to draw into that sweet, sweet Inner Fire. I think there's 2 in the deck, so we have a 1 in 9 chance.
Don't keep your thoughts to yourself.
Part of your opponent's deck to your hand. That could be anything.
Halt! Who goes there?
All 2 goes there. You're gonna die. Just so you're fully aware.
I'm almost out of time.
And they're shadow stepping the 1/1, which is fine. So what we're gonna do is hit that there. Throw this here. Heal it. gonna coin right there and make a 3/7 and send it face. And then we can double minions' health. We can make all minions have health equal to Amet, which is really good too. We're just waiting on the interfighter at this point. If they get... what's it called? Jandis, we have a clear for it, which is good. Jandis is a really good card in this format. Hey man, you can take that off board. The amount of resources you've thrown into that is fine by me. So we can't go high Abyss this turn. What we can do is Dustbreaker. Go face. And I really don't care if they find a way to kill this, because they put so many resources into it already. This is a really good play. Playing Amet and then doubling its health so all our minions have 14 health. That's fine if they, especially if they kill this. Issue is that this is no longer active, but I'm fine with that. I think they're having a very hard time taking care of what we've created. Okay. Unfortunately, the silence sucks. The silence makes this difficult to continue, but it's only 1/3s, right?
I'm almost out of time.
Like, I don't really care about 1/3s. So let's play this. Double hit its health.
Beware the shadow.
And trade. That seemed really good. Kill this now. Because next turn we can make a 3/14, which seems really good. 3/14 with rush nonetheless. Sap is a card that would suck. So is Assassinate. But I don't think we necessarily play around those. So they could take 3 and be at 18. We need to find a way. If we can't find a way to get 4 more health on this guy. So maybe we should have gone face last turn. But I don't think it's a bad thing just to keep them off board as much as we are. So it's obviously the 5/5 that's okay, so that's fine. So let's go with this.
Become the hero this world needs.
And then we'll give it rush. Good at that.
Greatness calls.
Discover a dragon. It's the only one.
Tried my best.
Only one it ever gives apparently is Draconic Studies. Oh my god. That was good though. It's fine by me. Board present priest. I'm digging it. These are probably too clunky. So are these. So are these, honestly. Like, this is not that good. This giant is probably my biggest issue with this bucket. So is this 5 mana 4/5. This is probably the best. I don't love it, but it's better than the other stuff.